It's been a real busy week for me this week, so I'm just going to get right into it. I'm showing you some of the cool stuff that I sold this past week on eBay and Facebook Marketplace. Stuff that you can be on the lookout for when you're hitting up those thrift stores and garage sales. Check it out. So here's a great brand for you to be on the lookout for. These are Rothy's, and in all my time thrifting, I've only ever found one pair. I actually walked in the Goodwill the other day and found two pair in the same Goodwill. Paid $6.50 a piece, brought them home and listed these, and they sold for $55 in a couple of days. Now, truthfully, if you can find newer models, they actually sell for a lot more, but I'm pretty happy with this flip. So if you don't know, TaylorMade is a great brand to be on the lookout for when it comes to golf. This is a TaylorMade SLDR 14 degree fairway wood. I actually picked it up from a garage sale. It was in kind of a bundle with some other clubs. So I've got about $5 into it, and it sold for $70 on eBay after a couple of months. So I sold this pair of boots. This is actually a vintage pair of Dan Post boots. If you don't know, Dan Post is a great brand to be on the lookout for. I paid $6.99 for these at Salvation Army. I just thought they looked really cool. And incidentally, I did learn that this design right here is called buck lace. So if you ever need a keyword for that, there you go. But I paid $6.99 from Salvation Army, and they sold for $70 on eBay after a couple of months. You guys may remember this from the storage unit that I bought. This is a weight distribution hitch, and it is heavy and bulky, and I'm happy to finally get it out of my garage. And I got to come in to pick it up, put it on Facebook Marketplace for $100. Glad to see it go. So this is a TaylorMade M1 440 10.5 degree driver, and it's in really good condition. It's got the head cover and everything. Paid about $10 for it. Bought a bundle of clubs off of Facebook Marketplace. I've got about $10 in each one. Even got a Scotty Cameron out of that bag, which I've still got in my bag. But either way, paid $10 for this one, and it sold for $130 after a couple of months. Honestly, these tend to sell for a little bit more, but it's kind of off season, and I was happy to see an offer and 10 into 130. Couldn't really turn that one down. So I learned something new when I found this thing. This is a Graco Contractor PC Compact Paint Sprayer Gun. And I learned that Graco is a great brand to be on the lookout for. And I'm not talking about like baby stuff. I'm talking about paint spraying equipment. This stuff sells really well and for some decent money. Picked this up brand new in the package for $6, and it sold for $200 in like an hour. You guys may remember these things from the storage unit that I bought. Paid $115 for that storage unit. Had these on Facebook Marketplace for a little while now, and somebody's on the way to pick them up for $200. Be on the lookout for this brand name, Behringer or Behringer. Pretty good stuff. So this is definitely one of my best flips in a long time. This is a set of Titleist T300 irons. It's a 4-iron all the way down to the 48 degree wedge. And I actually found these at Goodwill. I mean, who's giving this stuff away? They're in really good condition too. Seems like they try and sell them on Facebook Marketplace or something. I don't know. I'm not complaining because I paid $3 a club. That's $24 all in. And they just sold for $575 on eBay after like less than a week. They actually sold through the global shipping program going to Australia. So I sold a vintage Polo Ralph Lauren button-up short sleeve shirt, and it's got vintage camp right here, which I guess is what style of shirt it is. And I didn't really know what other keywords to use other than that because it's kind of a strange looking shirt. So I Google Lensed it, and it came up with Hawaiian. So I used Hawaiian in the keywords. To me, it looked like it had a bunch of like amoebas all over it. I don't know. It's kind of a weird looking shirt. But either way, paid $4.75 for it from Goodwill, and it sold for $30 on eBay. So this is a Phobos, I think that's how you pronounce it, Smith & Wesson M&P handgun holster. And I kind of blind bought this at a garage sale. Paid $5 for it. I just picked it up because it was new in the package. I like it was really high quality. Well, after a couple of months, it finally sold for $25 on eBay. So I've got a vintage Looney Tunes Tweety Bird shirt going out. It's kind of a cool shirt. Got a huge graphic of Tweety Bird on the front. Really good size XXL. And I paid $1.50 for it from Goodwill. And when I went to list it, there was several listed. Like the market was pretty saturated. So I listed mine kind of low, and it sold for $16.95 after a couple of months. So here's a bolo for you. Well, kind of two, really. One, you should be on the lookout for anything Saladmaster, and two, more specifically, you should be on the lookout for this manual chopper. And this one's actually missing the blades, missing the cover, missing the legs. It's just the turning part, for lack of a better word. Picked it up at a church sale for $1, and it sold for $39.99. So obviously, if you can find these complete, they sell for a lot more. These things used to sell really quick for me and for even more money, but this was still a pretty decent sale. Paid $5.75 for this LL Bean chamois shirt at Goodwill, and it's actually what it's called, chamois cloth shirt. Paid $5.75 for it, and it sold after a couple of months for $25. So this is a Nerf Phoenix laser tag game, and honestly, I don't know much about it. I just kind of scanned the barcode. It's new in the package. I'll throw some pictures up here. But I paid $6 for it, and it sold for $68.50 in like a day. So definitely be on the lookout for some of this Nerf stuff. It can sell for some really good money. So I sold a driver shaft. This is a Fujikura Blur Exotics driver shaft. And it's, like I said, just a shaft. Just got the demo tip on it. You guys have seen me sell these before. Picked up several of them from a garage sale, and this one sold for $36. I've got about $3 into it. Interesting shirt going out here. This is a vintage made in the USA win with safety like lineman t-shirt. Paid $1.50 for it from Goodwill, and it sold in a couple of weeks for $19. So this is a slicer shredder attachment for a Sunbeam Mixmaster mixer, which is really hard to say, by the way. A Sunbeam Mixmaster mister, a Sunbeam Mixmaster mister, for a Sunbeam Mixmaster mister. But I've got maybe $2 or $3 into it. Picked it up from a church sale, and I bought it because it was actually new on the inside, never been used. Thought it would sell pretty quick since it was the only new one on eBay. Well, unfortunately, I've actually had this thing for like a year, but it finally sold for $39.99. So I sold a Wii, and obviously I've already packaged it up, so I can't show it to you. And honestly, I couldn't tell you much about it anyway. I kind of forgot that I had it until I got an offer on it. Got an offer on it at $55. And since I couldn't remember where I got it from or how much I paid for it, I decided to take it. Couldn't have been much. Probably got it from a yard sale. And also, I think I actually had it priced too high since it was missing nunchucks. Either way, happy for the sale. Sold another pair of Rothy's, paid $6.50 for these from Goodwill, and they sold for $42. I actually had them listed for $47, took an offer of $45. Kind of happy to see them go. They do have some wear on them, some minor scuffs and scratches and things, so I was happy to take a little bit lower offer. Honestly, based on my research, the ones that are plain like this, the solid color, typically go a little bit less than the ones that have a pattern or a multicolor. But either way, I'm happy with the sale. So here's something that I definitely took a chance on. This is Guitar Tricks Blues Learning System. It's basically 5 or 6 DVDs that teaches you how to play guitar. Couldn't find any comps on it on eBay whatsoever. None listed, none sold. They only wanted $3 for it at Goodwill though, so I figured I'd grab it. Got it home and looked on the Guitar Tricks website, and they weren't offering DVDs anymore. They were all online. All the videos were online. So I figured somebody would want a physical copy. Took a shot in the dark, listed it for $40. After a couple of weeks, I got an offer for $35. Decided to take it. So these things don't sell for crazy money, but they do tend to sell pretty quick. This is a DOM or dome white noise machine. It basically makes this like whirring sound to help you sleep. Let me see if I can hook it up for you. But yeah, I actually found this one in the storage unit that I bought recently, and it sold for $28.99 after a couple of weeks. So this is a CamelBak. It's basically a backpack with a bladder in it. You fill the bladder with water. It's got a tube that comes around to the front, and you can drink while you're working out or running or doing whatever. Paid $6.50 for it from Goodwill, and it sold for $50 after a couple of months. Kind of a cool concept, but honestly, I'm kind of iffy on buying something used that somebody else has drank out of. What do you guys think? Let me comment down below. I mean, I guess you could clean it and everything, but I'd still feel kind of queasy about it. Kind of a small sale here, but it all adds up, and I've basically got nothing into these. Bought a huge lot of vintage G.I. Joe stuff from a garage sale. I think I paid like $20 or $25 for everything, and I've been selling stuff just kind of along and along. This is a lot of 2 Ninja Force dice figures. Not in great condition, definitely been played with, and they sold for $14.